Hi, I'm Gary Burton. I'm a jazz vibraphone player and a jazz musician, and I teach a jazz improvisation course at Berklee Online. And today I'm here to tell you a few things about jazz improvisation and my course. Once you have a basic start on improvising, you've gotten some familiarity with some chords and scales and harmonies. Maybe you've learned to play on a simple blues song or a fairly easy standard tune of some kind that doesn't have too many chords, and you can kind of get your way through it. Then the question is, well, what comes next? What should I be working on now besides just getting more fluency here? And it is developing your ability to create melody. Now, a melody is like an explanation. That is, the first statement of melody is introduces the theme, and then you keep using this theme. You repeat it and makes variations in it. It's a very classic aspect of music composition for hundreds of years. It's called theme and variation. And we do the very same thing in improvising. We introduce a melodic idea and then we use it, we repeat it and vary it and do creative things with it. And that becomes a story that we're developing that the listeners can follow. And as I often point out to students, if you play a melody theme once, no one knows it's a melody theme. It's just a fragment. It's like a sentence that's all by itself, and you don't go ahead and add anything else to it. By the time you use it a second time, some people might recognize that, oh, there's a theme here. By the third time, yes, most people will recognize that they're hearing this same melodic idea again and again, and that it's changing. It's going through an evolution of some kind, and they start to follow it. And a good solo holds the listener's attention wonderfully. They feel like they're being really taken on a trip somewhere, and you don't necessarily have to stick with only one theme for the entire solo, but you need to stick with a theme long enough for people to identify it and follow it for a bit, to feel like they've gotten attached to the storyline that you're developing. And then at some point you can start a new theme and develop that for a while and so on. But that's the difference between an improviser that seems pleasant. The playing is okay. They're playing all right notes. They can play fast. Yeah, look at that. Nice suit. The guy looks good. Versus somebody whose solo really holds your attention. And all the way to the end, you feel like you don't want to miss anything. You don't want to stop listening because it seems to be going somewhere. And it builds and it reaches a kind of a climax and so on. I mean, that's a great jazz solo.